first off, I wasn't always like this. I used to be optimistic about the whole dating scene. I imagined myself without my disability, cerebral palsy. I imagined myself with speech like everybody else's and not hard to understand. After always hearing no, 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 I turned bitter. You are still here. This is my new girlfriend. Meet Annabelle. I admire meeting women, act of women. This is how I see and hear myself.
So, I haven't had that much luck with women. I'm telling you this because it's the truth, and I'm not hiding it. Actually, you're the first girl who's given me a chance and agreed to go out with me in all of 29 years. I was beginning to think it would take another ice age for a girl to say yes, before I keel over dead. No, I mean a real, genuine yes.
Not a yes as in yes, I'm saying yes because I pity you in your miserable situation, and I'm saying yes because I don't give one shit about you, but I pretend that I do because I want to lead you on, knowing that as soon as I get back to your place, I'm going to go tell you that I'm going out for a smoke, but instead go fuck your friend upstairs, who is way more attractive than you in every possible way, then coming back down and pretending that it never happened.
A yes saying I really want to go out with you. Anyway, I've always been kind of an outcast in general, you know, and I think it's because I look kind of different, but that doesn't mean I should be automatically crossed off the list and tossed into a heap of rubbish in a basement that a cat would much rather choke on a furball than come near. I just want someone to understand and date me for crying out loud and not turn away in revulsion like I'm some corpse who just so happens to have blood pumping through his veins, because that's basically what happens every single time. It's like clockwork. People always fear inevitability of death. More and more people are developing mean world syndrome, a syndrome in which when people watch more and more TV, the media tells them that it's a dangerous world out there, and that the likelihood of them being shot or stabbed is very, very high. The reality is that most people die not from something lurking in the shadows, but from their own lifestyle. Take my smoking, for example. The more I smoke, the more likelihood I have of developing lung cancer. I mean, 1.2 billion individuals on this earth smoke every day, and every day, my risk and their risk of developing lung cancer goes up dramatically. To put it into perspective, 440,000 people die from cigarettes each year. That's more than 9/11 and the Vietnam War combined. And so, in the end, we're all just exterminating our own creation and convincing people like me that it's an acceptable pastime. But where was I? So this other time, I'm out with this girl named Megan, and she's the kind of girl that wears these ridiculous Ugg boots, going on with the latest trend or fashion in order to fit in with the crowd, because in the back of her mind, she's very self-conscious and hasn't quite found herself yet. But who, in their right mind, wears Ugg boots? It's just a label that a lot of these Americans feel a need to latch on to. The reality is that we're all just skin and bones with a little unique personality and soul making up who we are. Because odds are the clothes we wear will last much longer than we will. And this is the precise reason why I hate materialism. In my opinion, it is much more important to accomplish great things and connect to other people than the clothes that we wear.
But where was I? Ah, yes. So, I'm out with Megan, and she's also one of these girls that is very shy. And it takes a stainless steel crowbar just to get a word out of her.
I mean, I could have a more engaging conversation with a block of wood than I could with her.
Hello there. Fine weather we are having. I hear there is a slight chance of rain shower, but for the most part, it should be mostly sunny. How's the wife and kids? Oh, my, I forgot. You're still single, aren't you? That color looks positively dreadful on you. We must do something about that. Do you like playing cricket?
I mean, honestly, I'm sure that the maniacal demon alien baby from the first installment of the Alien films would pop out of John Head's chest and go into cardiac arrest. All this in utter frustration of getting this girl to communicate.
See, when you're on an awkward date like this and it's hard to read the person, it kind of feels like you're playing cards. You have a full deck, but you don't know which card to show because you're afraid that you'll give too much information about yourself, and you're afraid that the other person will automatically judge you. It's simply a balancing act.
Finally, she says,
Well, you want to know about me? Well, I guess my father's a computer programmer, my mum's a writer, and I guess I'm interested in songwriting.
Now this is all well and good, but it's nothing interesting because she's talking like she's reading off a list. Now, if I'm going to get involved with a woman, I want to talk about big ideas, outside the box, social issues, getting away from the individual state of mind. So, to make the conversation more interesting, I bring up the topic of abortion.
How do you feel about abortion? I mean, where do you stand on the issue?
What?
Lifeless infants killed by their own mother that could have had a long, healthy life cut short by one person's decision because of some emotional trauma brought on by some worthless brute, or the actions of impulsive young people who do not think before they act. How do you feel about this topic?
You are completely ignorant. Have you ever considered the difficulties of raising a child when you're a single mother? Who are you, or anyone, to think that they could have any say over what happens? I can't believe this. How dare you bring this up and think the way you do, especially when you just met me.
Bad idea. Never do this on a first date. So by now you're probably wondering what it is I do for a living. Well, when I'm not going on about my failed attempts with women, I'm a writer. Imagine that, right? I write assuming that the written word is still read and understood, which is very rare. Clearly, one doesn't have to be intelligent to put a piece of work into this commercial capitalist society, or for that matter, be the commander-in-chief of a country who can't even spell the word nuclear. It's spelled N-U-K-L-E-A-R, right? Got to love conservatives. I write not about day-to-day life, but about things that really matter. For example, AIDS, cancer, and what it's doing to whole families, children, and what we can do to take action. I write about homelessness, healthcare, subsidized housing. I tend to focus on minorities because they're the group that needs the most attention and have the most issues that need to be addressed. But yet, no one listens because everyone wants to stay in their own comfort zone and is afraid to venture out. That or they're all just heartless bastards. But that's besides the point. I'm also trying to convince you that I'm not just some two-dimensional cardboard cutout brought to life out under your nose. I am in fact an intelligent human being with many layers. So, this other time I'm out with this girl named Violet.
I'm originally from California, and I'm just like here for school, and like I don't really know that many people, and I'm just trying to, like network.
Now, I don't know how we got to this topic, but we started to talk about sexual intercourse, and she tells me that she has no problem doing what we refer to as shagging for recreation. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but if I'm going to do that with a woman, I'm going to do it because I feel a special connection, because I really truly care about them. I mean, face it, sexual intercourse is one of the closest things you could possibly do with another human being, or something. I mean, what would have happened if Adam and Eve didn't procreate?